Welcome to another Tekken Talk. This week's talk: why winning feels like losing. Now, a couple weeks ago, I had some matches where, I hopped on, and it was a good session, but it didn't feel like it was a good session. When I look back, in the midst of it, everything was it was an uphill battle from match to match, set to set, round to round. By the time I was done, I was like, I didn't feel depleted because I knew I won some, but I definitely felt like, it was a slog of a session that we didn't really do that well. Until, as I normally do, I check my replays, see what I have, and I look at the stats. And I look at the replays, and I had won probably 80% of the matches that I fought. But I still felt like the session was just like a grind with you. And I wasn't there to grind. I was there to play and enjoy. And I just wanted to bring up, the thought. This is not a scientific, psychological thought, but the idea that we have what I'll call the loss cluster effect. Mainly, what I'm believing is when you have your set and you're playing, you are, essentially you're fighting these rounds, but the rounds that you actually lose, those are the ones that kind of stick with you. Or you miss this punish that sticks with you through the whole set, or they punish this, or you miss this punish, or you miss this break, or everything negative just kind of hangs, and you just remember that. You might be clawing during the match. I mean, that might actually be happening, but all those mistakes in the match stress just kind of lingers to the point where you can queue up in another set, win the match, and not even feel, you still feel as bad you're still feeling the residuals from the match before it where you lost. Losing the rank points is just kind of like a loud signal to your brain, like, we're in trouble here. Like, it's like, survival times, I think, what's important, food, water, shelter. Tekken rank points are the new what's important in this, day and age if you're playing a video game. And your body responds to that. Just, everything that happens that's positive, like the punishes you do get, the actual matches you do win, those important clutch blocks, those are really quiet. And it's just kind of just one of those things that you can end up taking with you. Where I had, a number of matches where, I lost. But once I looked at the replays and I saw what the stats were, most of the matches I actually won, and the ones that I lost 2 to 3. So they all went to a final round. So I did actually better than I was thinking I was doing. Now, how I navigate around all this, how I kind of deal with the feeling, what kind of grounded me afterward was, one was actually seeing the stats. So it was like I had 9 wins, 2 losses. But those 2 losses and whatever rounds in between, they made it feel like I wasn't doing anything. I played 11 sets. Having the goals that I wanted to accomplish during the match, I've said it in other videos, before I sit down for whether it's quick play or ranked, I write down 2 goals. So it's like I want to whiff punish less and possibly press less. Basic. Just, don't throw out moves I don't need to throw out, and then, don't press moves I don't need to throw out when I'm getting hit. Also, I set the boundary. Usually, now that session I said I was having fun just hitting buttons, I wasn't minding losing. I say 3 to 4 matches just to keep me kind of, I say 3 to 4, but sometimes I play 5 to 6. Sometimes you get one and dones, and these are things that kind of keep me in a good tempo, a good pace. But yeah, you have to just kind of review the facts. I ended on a winning note because in that set, I felt that during rank matches, it was a rank session. I actually ranked up, but I still felt like blah afterward. And I kind of remind myself. I went back and I watched that final clip, winning the final, final match, the final round, the final hit, and I celebrated, saying, this is what the set was about here. This is the high point. Let it be a positive thing. Try not to dwell on the negatives, and we can just move forward and do better. So that's what I want to talk about this week. Real short and sweet. Why sometimes winning feels like you're losing. During a session or a set. Keeping it short and sweet. But until next time, that's this week's Tekken Talk.